Hey guys, welcome back to NBA 2K Shoots for another tutorial. This time we'll talk about how to get green lights on your shots easily. We're not gonna talk about badges, release, base jumpers, or all those kind of stuff because these things keep on changing. If there's a shooting badge or form that is overpowered, 2K will going to nerf it on the next update anyway, so there's no point to stress on this one. What we are trying to learn here is your actual 2K skills, how you time the meter, how to know your green window, and some other factors that will affect your release. So no matter what badge or release you got or any updates happen, you still do good. So now let's get into it. For the basics, let's start with the major factors that affect your chance of getting greens. First is the coverage. Less coverage, the better chance of getting greens. It's important to know which type of distance or challenge that gets a lot of coverage so you know when to shoot or not to shoot. So if the gap is this big, it's gonna be wide open. If the defender is on the side like that, it's gonna be almost open, around 6% coverage. But if it's beside you and it's close like that, it's gonna be heavily contested. Then if the defender is behind you like that, that's gonna be wide open. And if they challenge you like this, it's gonna be somewhere 50% coverage. And if you post up like that and you time it right, it's gonna be less coverage. And lastly, hop gathers, it's gonna give you less coverage, but the chance of getting greens will be much smaller as well. It's like a win-lose situation. But if you're really good in timing, you'll be fine. Now we know which shots have better coverage, and now I'll give you some tips on how to get open. First, you can call plays from the playbook. You can do dribble moves like step backs, or you can take screens. Now let's go to the fun part, the shot meter. Every form or every rating has their own green window and speed. When you say green window, these are the specific parts of the meter that if you timed it on that specific point, most likely it's gonna be green. I can't tell you where your green window is, but I can teach you how to know it. First thing you need to do is to film your shot meter. The closer the camera, the better, because you have bigger shot meter. If it's in 2KU, it's gonna be better because you can change the camera there, but unfortunately, on my court, you can't, but it's fine. You probably don't have a capture card, but you can record through your PS4 by pressing share button twice and it will just pop out from your gallery. Now let's go to the filming. Try to shoot a lot of shots. You want to have all sorts of releases. Try to have some greens or some slightly early or late releases as well. Now when you view it, find a way so you can do super slow-mo. Maybe you can just copy it to your PC or whatever. Now when you're viewing it, try to find that final frame before it hits green, and try to remember that, or you can even take pictures. You can also find a release that is almost green if you want. Then just refer from this. In my case, I'm taking Kuz. That's the last frame before it hits green. And for additional reference, I have this clip as well, an early release and it's almost green, just to justify it. So just a recap, we know which shots have better coverage, we know how to get open already, and we figured out where our green window is. Now let's go to the timing. So let's assume that this is your final frame before you hit green. This might sound so basic, but what you need to do is to time it a bit earlier. Time it around this point, follow the yellow instead. Why? Because of the latency. There are lots of latencies going on, from the reflex of your brain to your hands, latency from your controller to your console, and from your console to the response time of your monitor. It might be so small, but those tiny milliseconds matters. So adjust your timing a bit early. You probably noticed most of your missed shots are late, right? I think it's because of that. Another one, this really sounds so basic and amateur, but you need to focus. Some players get distracted for a lot of things while taking the shot. They look at how close is the challenge, the actual shooting form, and worst case if it's the layup, they check how cool the layup is and forgets about the shot meter. Just focus on the shot meter, forget about the things that are going through in your life. As soon as you hit that square button, it's gonna be you and the shot meter, nothing else. And lastly, we need to practice.
We talking about practice.
Yes, AI, we need to practice. Just practice your form for a lot of tries. In my case, before I even touch the park, I have like 5 minutes, I took like 50 green shots just to warm up. So that's it for this Greenlight 101. If you like the video, please click that like button. I'll be making a lot of these kind of tutorials, so make sure to subscribe for more videos, and happy gaming, guys!